What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video. It is recap time for Ireland versus Wales that took place at the Principality Stadium last night in what was, for me personally, a very boring game. It wasn't exciting. We had some moments of sparks from the teams, obviously much better performance from Ireland, showing a little bit more heart and character within the game, but still handling errors was a massive issue for Ireland, and they really need to work on that if they're wanting to get far in this Rugby World Cup. As for Wales, it wasn't the greatest game for them either, but obviously both teams having made a lot of changes. I mean, big names wasn't there. Jones wasn't there for Wales. You were missing the odd spark. For me, Ireland's downfall was when Stockdale came off. They just seemed to lose that intensity within the run, and it just wasn't a game that one could write home about, if that makes sense. I was excited for this game. I was expecting quite a bit from both teams. At one stage, Ireland were looking quite strong to get that all-important more than 15 points in order for them to get number one spot, which would have been amazing for Ireland. But Wales held it on. They definitely caught a wake-up towards the end of the game, and they started playing with a bit more momentum and strength at it. Like mentioned, Stockdale last week was appalling. The memes are going out saying that his haircut was the saving grace within this game, and he scored 2 tries and good ones at it. So great performance from him. So yeah, it was not a cracking game. I thought the Currie Cup semi-final between the Sharks and Cheetahs was a lot more exciting down here in South Africa. But overall, we got another game coming next week where these two will face off again, and a lot on the line because world number one is up for grabs. Obviously, Wales lost it now, and New Zealand are back at number one. Ireland have an opportunity to get that number one spot if they can win next week. Obviously, playing a bigger team, they will get points, whereas New Zealand play Tonga, I think, next week. So it's not really that massive for them going forward, but they definitely have the opportunity to take number one spot. And I mean, it's not often we talk about 3 teams getting number one in rugby. I mean, sure, but when last did we hear that? So it could be quite exciting to see if they can achieve it next week. Will we see the big boys back? I hope so. I think it will bring a bit more excitement and character to the game in itself. As you saw in the stream, it just didn't have that momentum, that excitement. I mean, the tries that were scored were great, but it was a slow scoring game. And then the second half, a bit more spark came to it when Wales started to come back. But yeah, we'll see what happens this weekend between these two nations. Like I said, I want to see a lot more tries, firstly, and I want to see the big boys back, so like Sexton, Conor Murray, if they are healthy and fit. I want to see Jones back, Halfpenny, Davies for Wales, just to bring a bit more character within the game, because obviously they're still testing out their fields. But I read a comment in the stream, I think it was one of the teams, that was saying, well, now either Wales and Ireland have now got an idea as to who not to select from this game. So I think everyone had their mixed thoughts and results within this game. But overall, I just wanted to see more. I wanted more energy within. I wanted more power of the game. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens next week. I mean, it broke history because Wales had a dominant run at the Principality Stadium, and Ireland ended that. So that we give Ireland credit for, and well done, and what a comeback. And I called it, I think, because, well, I didn't call the result, but I said I wouldn't be surprised if we see a change between Ireland from last weekend to this weekend, because we've seen it throughout the internationals. Australia beat New Zealand, New Zealand beat Australia. South Africa dominated Argentina, Argentina came back a bit. Wales lost to England, broke the streak, then England lost to Wales the very next week. So it's those kind of momentums which brings me a lot of excitement as we build up for the Rugby World Cup, because it just shows what we have in store, the competitive level within all these teams, and I think it's going to be absolutely great. If we look at the stats quickly, Owen Lane getting a try at race, Patchell getting a try in the 76th minute. A lot of talk about him in the stream. Obviously Stockdale getting 2 tries, and then the penalty try was awarded. So 2 tries each for both teams. Kicking was shocking from Ireland, only 50%, 75% for Wales. Meters run, 378 versus 314, 378 to Wales. This is where it gets interesting. The winning team is Ireland, but attacking was dominated by Wales. 59% of the possession was to Wales. 64% of the territory was to Wales. I mean, they dominated both halves in order to get this. So I'm quite amazed at those results. Clean break 7 and 7. Defenders beaten 12 versus 22 to Ireland. Offloads 9 and 9, very similar. Rucks 103 of 105 for Wales, 71 of 74 for Ireland. Turnovers conceded 16 to Wales and 15 to Ireland. So Wales definitely had the opportunities. They just needed to capitalise on points. I mean, there was instances where they were on the try line, but they just couldn't go that extra mile. If we look at scrums, 9 out of 10 for Wales, 10 out of 10 for Ireland. So great stuff there. Lineouts for Wales, 10 out of 11, and then 6 out of 7 for Ireland. Massive improvement here, opposed to last week's appalling line-out decisions from Ireland. It was shocking, so good to see them bounce back. If we look at defending, 77%, 74 tackles made of 96 for Wales, and then 142 of 154 to Ireland. So brilliant defence from Ireland. A little bit poor from Wales. They need to work on that going on to this weekend. And then penalties, 10 conceded to Wales and then 8 to Ireland. So yeah, interesting game overall, but definitely for me personally not the most exciting. So I'm expecting bigger things from these teams as we approach the second game next week. A lot is on the line, like I said, because we've got the final games before the World Cup. Opportunity at number 1 for both teams. So yeah, Wales drop, New Zealand back at number 1. Ireland improving, showed a lot of bit more improvement from last week, which is great. So hopefully next week we see a bit more excitement within the game. But yeah, well done to Ireland of getting a victory. Great stuff from them, good comeback, and I hope to see it continue. And yeah, next week I just hope for a better game. That's going to do it for today's recap. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you real soon for another video. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.